I'm Gordon Macdonald. I work for Christian Action Research and Education as their Parliamentary Officer in Scotland. Well, I mean, we did submit evidence to both the government and to the Scottish Parliament on this, and I have to say I think that there was a complacency in government and in the Parliament about this matter. And nobody really picked up on how significant it was until very late in the day. And then the media and others started to say, well, hold on a minute, is this really necessary? The problem is not the intent, I think. The problem is the fact that they've introduced something that's completely disproportionate without the safeguards to ensure that it is not abused. And experience shows that whenever officials are given powers to do this sort of thing, that there will be individuals who will abuse it. And if there is not those safeguards in place, then parents rightly will be concerned. Where the named person feels that the child's well-being, and well-being is a very nebulous concept, it can mean anything essentially, is not being fully developed, then they have the authority from the state to ensure that that child has access to services. Now, clearly people coming from a faith perspective will have strong views as a result of their faith on issues of sexual ethics. And part of the concern that we have is that the named person may come under pressure from the local authority to ensure that the child has access to a different perspective on these issues, and that may run contrary to the parents' wishes. If you apply this to every child, then the possibility of social workers having the resources to actually protect those children who are really at risk is massively decreased. And certainly if you increase the number of referrals to social work departments at a time when local authority budgets are under immense pressure, and then the likelihood is that somebody will slip between the cracks. There is a real concern about whether or not the proposal or the law which has been introduced is compliant with Article 8 of the European Convention of Human Rights, which guarantees a right to respect of privacy and family life. And I think that is because of the blanket nature of the proposals. If the proposals were limited, if there had to be a just cause shown for any intervention, if they were proportionate, if they only applied in cases where there was some genuine concern about the welfare of the child, then that would be one thing. But they don't do that. What they do is they apply to every child in the country, and that's where there is substantial concern. I think my greatest fear, to be frank, is that social work departments will be so snowed under with work that some child somewhere will be neglected and will be killed because they have missed something. I hope that the government will see sense, that they will review the part of the Act which introduced the named person. I hope that the courts will place very clear boundaries on how it can be implemented or possibly even strike it down. And that we will begin to see a more practical and common sense approach coming from the Scottish Government.